Welcome! Today we are exploring an epic battle, Madison versus Milwaukee. We'll be right back with gloves on.
What's up, Madison? Welcome to our channel, Living in Madison, Wisconsin. I am Joe Marks.
And I'm Crystal Marks, and we are your guides to everything Madison, Wisconsin. What are we doing today?
I don't know. I guess there's a battle going on.
There's a battle going on, yes. If you want to learn more, though, about what it's like to live in Madison, hit the subscribe button and don't forget the notification bell.
And if you're looking to move to Wisconsin, we help people just like you make that transition really smoothly every day. So please reach out. My contact information is in the description below.
Well, I have to make a confession.
What's that?
We actually don't really need these.
No?
No. Our chat today is more of an informative comparison of Madison versus Milwaukee. That was loud. So let's jump right in.
All right, the first thing we're gonna do in this epic battle between Madison and Milwaukee is talk about the different employment opportunities in each of the cities. So the ones we're most familiar with, Madison, we're gonna start with. So Madison has a thriving technology and startup scene. Actually, if you've seen some of our previous videos, we've mentioned that. Some of the highlights for that is Epic Systems, which is a huge medical software company. They have like 10,000 employees, still thriving, lots of opportunities there. Zendesk is here, Google is here. There's lots of government and healthcare sectors that are very vibrant here in Madison, including UW-Madison, obviously the university, and all the research that they do there. UW Health is a huge medical company, as well as UD Point Health Meritor. And then because of all these opportunities, Madison's unemployment rate is well below the national average. We're usually around 2 to 2.5%. So
it's really great.
Yeah, the employment opportunities in Madison are part of the reason a lot of people move here. Yeah.
All right, next up is Milwaukee. So for employment opportunities, there's a large manufacturing and industry presence there. We have Harley-Davidson, Johnson Controls, Rockwell Automation, as well as expanding healthcare sectors, such as Fordert Health and Children's Hospital of Wisconsin.
If you know how to say that, maybe you should comment below.
Comment below on how you say that.
Frodert?
Frodert?
F-R-O-E-D?
Oh, Frodert? Yeah, anyway.
T-E-R-T?
Anyway, opportunities also for diverse skill sets with growth happening in both the tech and service sectors.
Yeah, so I would say both communities have lots of opportunities, but I would say Milwaukee is just more, I would say, has a slant towards manufacturing and industrial more so than Madison.
The next comparison we are going to give with this battle is quality of life. So Madison, we're going to start there, has scenic lakes and outdoor activities. Lake Mendota, we have Lake Monona, boating, fishing, lakeside picnics. We also have cultural events and festivals, such as the Wisconsin Film Festival, concerts on the square, and the Dane County Farmers Market, just to name a few. We also are a cyclist haven, right? And we're very walkable if you're at the city center. So over 200 miles of bike paths run throughout our city, as well as walkable neighborhoods such as Woolley Street neighborhood and Monroe Street neighborhood.
All right, so for quality of life for Milwaukee, obviously, it has a huge lake right next to it, Lake Michigan. Gorgeous lakefront along the city skyline there. Sandy beaches. There's some great state parks just north of there that we go to on a regular basis. Waterfront parks as well. They've taken advantage of the waterfront for a lot of the city parks. Stunning sunrises, since the lake is facing, when you're looking from Milwaukee, is facing east. Really pretty sunrises there. There's also a vibrant arts and cultural scene in Milwaukee. There's Milwaukee Art Museum, Marcus Performing Arts Center, the historic Third Ward.
Love that.
Yeah, very vibrant art community there. Affordable housing options, as well as in the Bayview and River West neighborhoods. There's actually some really charming houses in there for reasonable prices. As we're going to get into next, you'll notice that Madison housing prices are a bit higher than Milwaukee. So yeah, that is the quality of life for Milwaukee. All right, the next thing we're gonna get into on the battle between Madison and Milwaukee is the cost of living and what a few of the differences are there. So for Madison, it does have a higher cost of living compared to the national average, mainly driven by the housing costs. There is a very competitive housing market here. Not that there isn't in Milwaukee, but it seems to be even more competitive here. I just don't think there's not as many homes available. The average price in the Madison area is right around $400,000. We've crept above that. We've seen it a little bit below, but as of now, spring of 2024, it's in the 400s or maybe low 400s. There's a bunch of varied and dining entertainment options, which gives you kind of a variation of what you can do for fun and what it costs to do each of these things. So there's a lot of farm-to-table eateries, which can be a little expensive, but really cool, unique part of Madison.
Yes.
There's a lot of great entertainment options, including theaters, music venues, outdoor activities such as hiking and skiing. In the winter, there's cross-country skiing in some of the local city parks, so that's a low-cost option for an activity to do as well. So I would say overall, Madison, outside of housing, is pretty affordable.
The housing is what kicks it up.
Yeah, and even with that, depending upon what city you're coming from, if you're coming from the coasts, our housing's maybe
more reasonable,
definitely compared to what you're used to. So.
Okay, now we're gonna explore Milwaukee's cost of living. So you may have guessed this, and maybe Joe alluded to this, but there's a lower cost of living in Milwaukee compared to Madison. A lot of that has to do with the housing market. So there's more affordable housing options in Milwaukee. An average home is selling for well under $300,000. As Joe had mentioned, there's a lot more options. There's a diverse and affordable culinary scene here, which we like. You're gonna see a lot of the Wisconsin staples. You're gonna see cheese curds and brats and beer and custard and those types of things. Also wonderful international options like Mexican and Thai food, yum. And then Milwaukee also offers Summerfest, ethnic festivals, and brewery tours.
I can't come to Wisconsin without touring breweries.
No,
there's
it's a must.
Many of them.
Yes. So that's a great little peek at the cost of living in Milwaukee. All right, well, we can't move on without talking about taxes.
Yay!
Wah, wah. Exciting, right? So Wisconsin has state income tax. Wisconsin's individual income tax rates vary from 3.5% to 7.65% depending upon marital status and income. Most people are taxed at a rate of 5.3%.
Yeah, and as far as property taxes go, if you're moving from most other states, you may have a little sticker shock when it comes to property taxes. We have one of the highest, we're usually in the top 8 highest in the country for property taxes, and with an average in Wisconsin of 1.51% of the assessed value. Dane County is a little bit lower than Milwaukee. Dane County / Madison, about 2% or just under. Milwaukee is just over 2%, 2.2, 2.3, somewhere in there. Milwaukee's tax rate is, as I just mentioned, higher, but the property taxes as a whole are less because the property values are lower. So if your overall housing and property tax bill is a concern, Milwaukee is definitely going to be lower than Madison area. So yeah, that's the last thing that we want to mention in terms of the overall stats and comparing the two. But we wanted to give our personal kind of take on the two.
For whatever it's worth.
So I don't know if you want to start and I can finish.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Madison native, so yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're like Madison always feels to me like a big small town. Like it's kind of got this like you kind of find people too that in different circles as well. So it's really easy to kind of build those connections. Milwaukee feels definitely more like a city, I would say.
Yeah.
It's definitely got a more industrial vibe. Both are wonderful depending on what you're coming from and what you're comfortable with and what you want.
Right.
I don't know what else you want to add.
Yeah, I mean, just to echo some of that, Milwaukee's definitely going to be more dense, like especially in the city and the downtown area. There's going to be more traffic for sure. There's still going to be some in Madison, but not like even if you drive in to Milwaukee around rush hour, you're going to hit some more significant traffic. Where if you catch any of our previous videos, you know that traffic in Madison's like maybe you have a 10-minute delay.
Yeah, and I always like get on people because sometimes people make it a big deal, and honestly, if you're coming from other big cities, it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, and Madison being the home of the Badgers, there's definitely more of a college town feel. There's definitely colleges in Milwaukee as well, but I would say it's definitely more of the culture.
Absolutely.
And brings everybody together.
Yeah.
So
that's a great point.
That would be another difference I would say between the two. You can't really get away from the university here.
Yeah.
Or in Madison.
No, you can't. It's really part of the that's totally a vibe of Madison.
Yeah. Well, there you have it, our battle between Milwaukee and Madison. Hopefully this video was helpful for you, especially if you're considering those two cities. If you have any other questions about moving to living in Madison, again, my name is Joe Marks. Here's my contact info. Feel free to reach out. I was a real estate agent for 12 years before getting into lending, so I have a really good handle on Madison. Can also put you in touch with a great agent if you want to move here. And
if you want to learn more about living in or moving to Madison, Wisconsin, here are a few more videos that will help you with that. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope you have a great day.
bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah. Joe has to live now with these gloves on. You can't take them off.